Testing here on GlenwoodSports.com. Yeah, it shouldn't be up yet. Testing here, James. Getting ready to broadcast volleyball. 9:30 to go before we have the lineups to be out. Glenwood taking on Denison tonight in a matchup that will be a 2-win team for the Monarchs against a 10-win team in the Rams. Glenwood coming off a home victory last Tuesday night against Shenandoah. .56 to go here. Glenwood had a full week off as far as matchups go. The Rams. If you didn't read my article earlier, they have quite the schedule coming up. They faced Lewis Central twice here late. A good team. They faced Carroll Kemper, who's doing undefeated right now. It's 22-0, and they're also figuring out that they're Creston, Clarinda. Still 7 minutes to go here. I'll get it going here, and I'm going to put the commercials on. We'll be back on GlenwoodSports.com.
Accurate Insurance is our newest sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com. Located at 508 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking for life and health, commercial, crop and farm, or personal insurance? Then give Accurate Insurance a call today at 712-527-9106 for your free quote today. Stop down and see Scott and Laura Barrett at 401 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Barrett Auto is your local complete auto service car dealership. Barrett Auto Center has a wide variety of vehicles for all your needs. If they don't have it, they'll find it. Also, stop by and see their Hercules tires. They come with a 3-year free road hazard nationwide, along with a 30-day test trial. Check out their website at barrettautocenter.com, or just give them a call at 712-527-5525. Barrett Auto Center. Looking for a place to eat? Well, stop down at El Porton here in Glenwood, Iowa. El Porton is a family-owned Mexican grill located at 612 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking for a good bite to eat after the game? Well, stop down and check out their daily specials. El Porton. Looking for a place to bank? Well, check out Glenwood State Bank, because they're back as a sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com. Located at 32 North Walnut on the west side of the square in Glenwood, Iowa. Glenwood State Bank has been serving southwest Iowa since 1899. Glenwood State Bank is the bank for all your needs. Check out their online services at glenwoodstatebank.com or give them a call at 712-527-3157. Looking for a spot to store all your goods? Well, contact Iowa Storage here in Glenwood, Iowa. Glenwood Iowa Storage is located at 50619 220th Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. They offer multiple sizes of storage units along with outdoor concrete storage. Give them a call today at 712-527-3311 and reserve your unit today at Iowa Storage. Are you in need of a new or used vehicle? Then head over to Jeff Henry Chevrolet. Take the new bridge over and talk with Glenwood's Dave Wilson at 402-296-3211 3210 for your next new or used vehicle. Jeff Henry Chevrolet is located in Plattsmouth, Nebraska. No matter who you are, they have your car at Jeff Henry Chevrolet. Check out their line of vehicles and more at jeffhenrychevrolet.com. Jim Hughes Real Estate is back as a sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com. Located at 410 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking to buy, sell, or rent a house? Well, look no further than Glenwood's very own Jim Hughes Real Estate. You can contact Jim Hughes Real Estate at 712-527-3114 or visit their website at jimhughesrealestate.com. Looking for a place to get your dog groomed? Well, stop by Sharp Street Groomers, located at 102 South Walnut, here on the town square in Glenwood, Iowa. Sharp Street Groomers is a place for your dog to get pampered. Whether your dog needs nail trim, bath, cut, or furminated, stop by or give them a call at 712-527-5553. Sharp Street Groomers, we take all shapes and sizes. State Farm Insurance with Marty Stavas is back as a sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com. State Farm Insurance is located at 10 North Locust here in Glenwood, Iowa. State Farm Insurance offers auto, home, life, and renters insurance. You can give them a call at 712-527-5480 or check out their website at statefarm.com. Accurate Insurance is our newest sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com, located at 508 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking for life and health, commercial, crop and farm, or personal insurance? Then give Accurate Insurance a call today at 712-527-9106 for your free quote today. Stop down and see Scott and Laura Barrett at 401 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Barrett Auto is your local complete auto service car dealership. Barrett Auto Center has a wide variety of vehicles for all your needs. If they don't have it, they'll find it. Also, stop by and see their Hercules tires. They come with a 3-year free road hazard nationwide along with a 30-day test trial. Check out their website at barrettautocenter.com or just give them a call at 712-527-5525. Barrett Auto Center. Looking for a place to eat? Well, stop down at El Porton here in Glenwood, Iowa. El Porton is a family-owned Mexican grill located at 612 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking for a good bite to eat after the game? Well, stop down and check out their daily specials. El Porton. Looking for a place to bank? Well, check out Glenwood State Bank because they're back as a sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com. Located at 32 North Walnut on the west side of the square in Glenwood, Iowa. Glenwood State Bank has been serving southwest Iowa since 1899. Glenwood State Bank is the bank for all your needs. Check out their online services at glenwoodstatebank.com or give them a call at 712-527-3157. Looking for a spot to store all your goods? Well, contact Iowa Storage here in Glenwood, Iowa. Glenwood's Iowa Storage is located at 50619 220th Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. They offer multiple sizes of storage units along with outdoor concrete storage. Give them a call today at 712-527-3311 and reserve your unit today at Iowa Storage. Are you in need of a new or used vehicle? Then head over to Jeff Henry Chevrolet. Take the new bridge over and talk with Glenwood's Dave Wilson at 402-296-3210 for your next new or used vehicle. Jeff Henry Chevrolet is located in Plattsmouth, Nebraska. No matter who you are, they have your car at Jeff Henry Chevrolet. Check out their line of vehicles and more at jeffhenrychevrolet.com. Jim Hughes Real Estate is back as a sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com. Located at 410 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking to buy, sell, or rent a house? Well, look no further than Glenwood's very own Jim Hughes Real Estate. You can contact Jim Hughes Real Estate at 712-527-3114 or visit their website at jimhughesrealestate.com. Looking for a place to get your dog groomed? Well, stop by Sharp Street Groomers, located at 102 South Walnut, here on the town square in Glenwood, Iowa. Sharp Street Groomers is a place for your dog to get pampered. Whether your dog needs nail trim, bath, cut, or furminated, stop by or give them a call at 712-527-5553. Sharp Street Groomers, we take all shapes and sizes. State Farm Insurance with Marty Stavas is back as a sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com. State
Testing, 1, 2, testing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for some volleyball action here in Glenwood, Iowa. We have the Denison Monarchs, a Hawkeye 10 opponent in town tonight, in what should be, I think, a pretty good win for the Rams. However, that's why we play them, folks. Glenwood is favored probably, but Denison only having 2 wins on the season. However, it's volleyball, and I'm joined here with Mr. Bertini. Thanks for joining me here today, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, Kevin, when you talk about volleyball, you mentioned, on paper it looks like Glenwood has a distinct advantage with, the records, but you just saw that, last week, Shenandoah, what can happen?
Now the national anthem is complete, and as we saw last week with Shenandoah. Glenwood was down right away, came back 3 straight wins, and they get what I think one of their better wins this entire season.
Yeah, it was
defeating Shenandoah.
Kind of a signature win for Coach Harvey and the Rams, and of any sport probably that you see, Kevin, volleyball is a game of momentum, runs, and really it comes down to all sports are this way. Who makes the least mistakes usually comes out winner. But volleyball, it seems like if you can avoid beating yourself,
yes,
hitting the ball in the net, making miss hits, hitting the ball long, you have a chance to be successful. And the Rams used that strategy last week. Shenandoah just outplayed their own selves, and Glenn was able to take advantage of that and get the win.
Yeah, and I saw you saw that in the whole comeback. First game we had some mental errors. Coaches made some change-ups. That's not always the reason why things got turned around, but we stopped making errors. And I broadcasted quite a few of these girls for the last couple of years, and there's some talent on this team. If they can just keep the errors to a minimum, I think they can make a run here late.
Well, it's going to come down to consistency, and that's what Coach Harvey and her staff are preaching. We got to be consistent. You got to make sure you eliminate those runs. And what separates the really good teams like the Kemper Catholics, St. Albert's, or Lewis Central is they'll give up a few points, Kevin, but they won't have that 5, 6, 7-point letdown. They get 1 or 2 and they get it right back. And Glenwood still has that tendency once in a while to have that 5, 6-point run where they give away some points. And against good teams, you can't do that.
Right.
And hopefully tonight, they come out, they take care of business, they execute, they get rotations, a couple different changes. Sarah Gray not able to play tonight with the concussion, so that's going to change some things up. Brooklyn Taylor is going to be a little bit more in the setting role, as is Karen Bertini, and of course Jada Wilson getting to play a little bit more as a libero. So Coach Harvey has some few pieces that she can move around, and hopefully the Rams will be successful.
Moore will serve it for the Monarchs to get game number 1 underway. Here's the set. Bertini all the way there to Smith, and that's good. So good start here for Glenwood.
Yeah, Brielle's an outside hitter has been really effective. And then the first switch in as the Glenwoods go to the serve, Taryn will come out and Emily Todd will come up as a front row hitter.
Todd leads Glenwood in kills this season as Taylor gets the serve over. They go over there and it'll be a point for the Rams. I've seen a lot of double hit calls this year and a lot of, I call it palming. I'm not sure what that is.
Lift, on the lift.
More than I have in previous years. I don't know if that's something the state is looking at, but I've seen it called more.
Well, I think what was happening was the girls were getting away with a lot. You saw girls were carrying the ball, and getting away with, even some balls up on the shoulders, high arms and getting double hits. And I think they realized that they need to go back to tighten up those things a little bit. And I think you're right. There's been a little bit more emphasis on cleaning up the touching and the hits and the bumps.
Rams lead 2-1. As back to serve now is Kastner. And Wilson gets it. Here's the set over there, Todd, and she just hits it over with ease. Control now by the Monarchs. As I just say that confusion is going to be 4 hits. On the Monarchs, it'll be another point for the Rams as Cornick will check in for Scarborough, the freshman. Cornick will go back to serve for Glenwood, number 5.
And that serving accuracy is huge, and you want that high serve percentage. And you got to get that ball over the net to have a chance to score.
Here the Monarchs. Nice easy touch, but a good diving save, but just couldn't get there was Cornick at the end, and the point will go to the Monarchs. And, I see that a lot throughout the broadcasting, even watching freshman volleyball here once in a while, is sometimes just getting the serve over the net is half the thing. I know it seems like it should be something that can happen every time in varsity level volleyball, but it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. You're right, and it should be a simple thing. And part of it is, Kevin, too, they want to work on placing the serve. The coach is giving them the direction where to hit the ball on the floor, so they get wrapped up in that. The serve's too long, but yeah, you can't score if you're giving a free point away by hitting the ball in the net.
Yep.
It's like almost giving a layup underneath your own
Exactly.
basket.
We're all tied up here, 3-3. Game number 1. Serving it for the Monarchs, taken by Wilson of Glenwood. Here's a set close side to Stouter. It's over, bet. I believe she hit the net. It'll be a point for the Monarchs.
Yeah, she kind of took a tough angle on that, and the ball was too close to the front, and she went underneath the net and violation. So there's 2 mistakes right there, and 2 points for the Monarchs.
Served by Peterson, taken by Cornick. Todd now. Here's Stouter. Gets it across, controlled though by the Monarchs, coming back the other way. Wilson. And now Stouter into the net, and another point, an unforced error for the Rams, and it'll go to the Monarchs as they lead 5-3 here early in game number 1.
And Brooklyn Taylor, not really a true setter in terms of that kind of forcing the roll of night. So the sets might be a little off here first game, and just a little lack of communication. There's what we talked about before is, that's 3 or 4 points in a row. It was 3-1, and now it's 6-3 Monarchs, Kevin.
Yeah, and it's kind of how when I interviewed the coach Harvey last week, she said that her girls, since it was their first one home, as another mistake there by the Rams, they had some jitters early, and you would think game 2 here at home now with Denison that would be out, but to me that honestly looks like what's going on so far. It's 7-3, and Glenwood just kind of giving these points to Denison. As Smith takes one, hits it over the net, but easily controlled by the Monarchs. Back row, it's going to be a double hit on Denison.
Yeah, so again, kind of another hit mistake, but really the Rams out of sync. They're not getting, good hits, good rotations. The set's a little off.
Yep.
And, that's kind of why they're in a hole right now.
Brielle Smith will go back to serve. Her Rams are down by 3. Serve's underway, barely hits the net and over, but it'll count for the Rams. And at the end of the day, the serve wasn't great, but it was over.
Just enough over.
7-5 as Smith back to serve for her second. Serve's underway, taken by the Monarchs. Here's the set for the backside, and that's blocked partially. Now here's Todd up front. Controlled by the Monarchs. Trying to chase it down. They will. Here's Taylor getting over there to Stouter. The tennis connection, and that goes a point for the Rams.
And somebody in the net for the Monarchs. And again, the longer that Denison's allowed to hang around in this first game, the more their confidence goes up. The more you feel like, hey, we can stick a little bit here, and and I think that's kind of what happened in that game with Tuesday night with Shin.
It did, and especially on the road here for Denison. The longer they stay around, the more they feel like they're home. They have a decent crowd here that traveled to Glenwood, and the point will go there. The Monarchs far side, that was Cronky, Sidney the senior with the point as they lead Glenwood 8-6.
And sometimes your record can be deceiving in a sport like this because depending on your quality of competition, you might be playing the Kemper Catholics, the Carroll High, some of those squads that are pretty talented. So, you look like you don't have that much success, but yet maybe you've been playing really competitive in some of those matches. You're losing to Kemper 25-20, 25-21. That tells that you can hang around some of the better teams.
And that's what I think makes Lewis Central's record right now at 13-3 a little bit different because they went up and played a lot of teams up in Des Moines area, and they'll be good as Bertini serves that one, and that's good. So the sophomore gets a point to tie it up 8-all here in game number 1.
Yeah, she's been working on that top spin serve, getting that ball to really drop and have a little spin to it as well.
8-all as Bertini serves it across, taken by the Monarchs here, and it's going to be a point for Glenwood. Double hit.
As you said just a little bit ago, too, Kevin, there's that emphasis. So the guy up on the stand there, Doyle, really kind of watching that.
To me, it's like carrying in basketball. The refs in high school are really calling that stuff nowadays as Bertini's serve is over for the third. That's into the net by the Monarchs, and it'll be 3 straight points for the Rams. It's 10-8.
Again, Denison having a hard time getting the ball set up to even return it. They've made 3 mistakes, which led to 3 points for the Rams.
Bertini serves underway, taken by the Monarchs here. Taking across, there's Cornick, Bertini, and Taylor trying to save it, but it's going to be a 4-hit on Glenwood. And once again, both sides right now, as Glenwood's up by 1, 10-9, aren't hitting winners. It's usually the other team making the mistake, but there's a lot of time left for both these teams to kind of settle down. I think they're just making mistakes because of what I think is possibly nerves early on. Cornick gets the serve over there, Bertini, and now Taylor hits it over for an easy control by the Monarchs. That could be tipped. We'll see what it says. It will be a point as the Rams hit the net, I believe.
Yep. And that violation up front, you get a little too close, and you rattle that net, and that's what that floor judge's job is to do, is to watch the net.
10-all here in game number 1. Stouter, far side. That's going to be blocked partially and controlled by the Monarchs. Here's now Denison. Good dig there by Glenwood, and Bertini with the hit across, and that's going to be a point for the Rams as the Monarchs unable to control it, and another unforced error leads to a point for the Rams. They lead 11-10, and Scarborough will come back and line up for Cornick.
Yeah, Taryn was a little too close to the net. She realized she probably was going to get a good set going back. She skipped it across for a little dink shot, see if she could catch him off guard, which she did.
Monarchs with the control here. Bertini gets this one across the net. There's Taryn again, though, there, and Scarborough. It's going to be a hit on the net again by the Rams. Oh, no, that's for a 4-hit.
Yeah, if you look at the 11 points the Monarchs have, I bet 7 of them, Kevin, are unforced, or they're errors by the Rams in terms of just making mistakes.
Yeah, I would agree in that. As you said, it's momentum. I mean, you can see even when Glenwood doesn't, when they do get a point, there's a good timeout, I think, here by Coach Harvey. When Glenwood does get the point, they're not making a winner, so to say. And as you said in volleyball, it's a momentum game where, it's just kind of like on every sport, though, offense in basketball or offense in football, when you have the confidence to score, you're going to score. When you're kind of struggling a little bit, you need kind of a spark or something, someone to come off the bench and to get 4 or 5 serves in a row for you. So we'll see the Rams take it from here. It's 11-all, Glenwood and Denison. Coach Harvey in her first year here at Glenwood, her second home match at coaching the Rams. They are 10-7, I believe, overall heading into this matchup.
Yeah, and she's worked hard to kind of change the culture to try to get the kids to understand accountability, responsibility, and she's not afraid to make some moves and players. We've seen that, even in matches, she's decided that hey, you're not playing well. Sometimes you just need to sit out for a rotation or two, gather yourself. But she's also making the kids accountable. You got to perform if you want to play.
Weiss hits it across. As the Rams look to set it up, there's Taylor. That's into the net, though, and a point for the Monarchs. They lead now back by 1, 12-11.
And another chance, not a point ball that didn't get over the net.
Monarchs serves it across. That's Stouter. Bertini here's a set to Scarborough. And that's going to be blocked. Good block by the Monarchs, but Scarborough hits it back over. That was going to be tipped to the line at Hayes, and it'll be a miss hit and a point for the Monarchs.
And something you don't normally see at maybe varsity level is a girl doing underhand serve, but what is she doing? She's getting the ball over the net, and she's at least allowing her team a chance to score a point.
Once again, the serves across, and here's Hayes. That's straight down, and there's a good point for the Rams. And a point that was earned almost, as Glenwood now only down by 1, 13-12 early on here in the first. Hayes will be back to serve for the Rams, a junior. That'll be hit across, taken by the Monarchs. Set. Hayes gets it back. Now Bertini sets it over here to Scarborough. Monarchs get it back over, and one of the more longer rallies we've had here today as Taylor hits that one long. Jinxed them. But one of the better rallies they had.
Yeah, it was a good volleyball. Both teams right there. Both teams are getting sets. The Rams, just a little deep set. Brooklyn just timing a little off again. And long on the shot.
Served by the Monarchs, taken by Taylor. That's hit across straight down, and it's going to be a point for the Rams.
Yeah, that was a true carry, right? There was that carry. She kind of threw the ball down the net.
Back to serve will be Brooklyn Taylor. As the Rams are down by 1, 13-14. Monarchs have that block partially by Todd, and it's going to be into the net, and another unforced error by the Rams. 15-13, a 2-point lead here for Denison at number 1.
Yeah, I've been impressed with them. I mean, they really just kind of hang around. Looked like Glenwood was going to maybe kind of open a lead up here early, and they just kind of not been able to do it. And Denison's made less mistakes right now. That's probably why they're up by 2.
Serve's going to go long by the Monarchs, and a point to the Rams. Looks like Cornick will come in for Scarborough, and I'm guessing going to go back for the serve. Cornick with the serve. Then we're down 15-14. It's going to be a point for the Rams.
Yeah, a lot of double hits on the Monarchs right now.
Substitution for the Monarchs. 15 will come in the game. That is Struck. As number 2 will come out of the lineup, but she's not on the program. Looks like it's going to be Khan, a 5'7" player for the Monarchs. Serves underway. Here's the Monarchs, and that's going to be long out. Good job by Glenwood not to tip that, and a good eye as they now lead by 1, 16-15.
Looks like they might have a conference. They're going to award them a point. They're going to reset that.
You really rarely see that in a varsity match, but 16-15 at this point is kind of a do-over. Taylor gets it over here to Stouter, close side, and it's going to be a block up front. Good job by Taylor to get it back. Here's Todd, and that's in the net, and a point for the Monarchs.
Again, yeah, that was a do-over. It looked like maybe they couldn't decide on a tip or whatever, so they decided to redo the point, restart, and the Rams aren't able to take advantage of that, and Denison gets the point, ties it up.
And it's a 2-point swing right there. Peterson back to serve for Denison. As we're all tied up here, 16 all. Serve's underway. Taylor, and it's going to be a point.
Kevin, that's got to be 7 or 8 double hits here between both teams in this first game, in this first set. Excuse me.
That's not a lie, folks. I mean, they're calling it. Peterson again with the serve. Her Monarchs have a 1-point lead on Glenwood. Stouter, nice shot there, and an actual winner for the Rams.
Yeah, she got a little deep set on that, on the bump, but she was able to kind of get it on top of the ball enough and drive it to the far corner. And Denison able to cover, point for the Rams.
Stouter, a girl who is in the top 5 of every category this year for Glenwood. Never on number 1 on the list, but I call her the Swiss Army knife. Smith serving there, and that's going to be a point for the Rams. 18-17, Glenwood takes a 1-point lead, and down here, getting down to the stretch, folks. This is where the points really matter in a timeout. I think a good timeout here by Coach McKenzie of Denison.
Yeah, you don't want this to get too far away. You play to 25, and you want to, if you can stay within a point, either way here, you got a chance. What you don't want to do is get it to be 20-17, 21-17, where, again, we're back to that mistakes. If you just trade points, by default, you're going to end up losing the set because you're just going to run out of time. So you can get away with that when it's early in the score, but when you get to that, as you mentioned, around that 20 mark, usually a good rule of thumb is if you can get to 20 before your opponent, you have a good chance of probably coming out on top.
Definitely the advantage. Not only, we obviously know, folks, if you get to 20, you get to 25 is all you have to get to. You're going to have the advantage. But, I mean, if anyone's been around high school sports, they know it's a mental game, and the mental factor is always huge no matter what you can say or preach. That, that's what we're kind of talking about there, getting to 20 when you have to only go to 25. And Rams right now have the 18-17 lead. And Brielle Smith, the junior, back to serve for the Rams. Brielle serves it across, taken by the Monarchs. Blocked up front, but can't control it is Glenwood, and it's a point for Denison. And another, once again, when you have a timeout and come back and get the point back, that's got to be huge. Not only for the coach, but the confidence booster and her
and not only that, you tie it up and you get served. You get a chance to have 2 opportunities to score compared to 1 on the receiving end.
Served by the Monarchs over here to Hayes. It's going to be another point for the Rams. A double hit.
On the Monarch, you mean the point for the Monarchs?
Point for the Monarchs, yeah, correct.
So here's that 19-18. They're up one to see if they get to 20.
Served by Beek is taken across by Todd. Taylor back to Todd. That's going to go end of the net.
And that's another unforced error into the net. I mean, another time where the ball never got over the net, Kevin.
18-20, a 2-point lead for these Monarchs. And you could see Coach Harvey last time just telling our girls, motioning to calm down a little bit as that one goes to the net for the Monarchs. And, Glenwood down 120-19. I think Coach Harvey might be a little frustrated because Denison's given them every opportunity to just take this game and go away with it, but Glenwood's not performing right now.
No, they're not. And Denison's just making enough plays, hanging around, and we talked about it just a little bit ago. You hang around, you give a team confidence to see if they can pull one out.
Bertini with the serve. Monarchs trying to get control of it. It's going to be a point for the Rams. There's 4 hits called on Denison.
Well, this is a big point here to get that 21-20.
Right.
Get that point where you can get ahead just a little bit.
And a timeout here, I believe, by Coach McKenzie again for the Monarchs. As not really sure if they try to ice in volleyball all the time, but I guess that's what she would be trying to get here on. As Karen will go back to serve after the timeout's done. 20-20 all here in set number 1.
Well, and you get just a couple timeouts per set. So if this is not a bad time to use it to see it's that match, and it usually favors the team who wins that first set in terms of the 5-game set. Do I win the match? So if Denison can come in here and find a way to steal this first one, Kevin, it just puts you now. Huge. You have to win 2 in a row to get that 2-1 advantage. So that's why that first set is usually huge. And of course, as you mentioned, Mackenzie's going to take every chance she gets to see if she can get her team on top here.
20 all here in set number 1 as Bertini will be back to serve, the sophomore for the Rams. Serves over the net, taken by the Monarchs. Here's a set far side, into the net, and a point for Glenwood. Good job there by Stanley not to get in the net. You know, a lot of times when they're trying to block that close, it's easy to just fall in the net, and the Rams get the point, 21-20. Bertini hits it again over the net on the serve. Here's a set back to the Rams, taken by Taryn. Stanley. Here's Hayes now. Hits it in. Monarchs turnover. A dig by Wilson, and Cornick will hit it over easily for the Rams. A good volley here by both teams. As I say that again, it'll be a point on a double hit for the Monarchs and a point for the Rams.
Yeah, there's that 22. Now you've got a little bit of breathing room here. This point's huge to get to that 23 and get that 3-point lead here as you head down this first set.
Back over to Glenwood. Here's Bertini to set. Far side is going to be a lift on Glenwood and 22-21. And between the lift and the double hit, I've said it early and often, they've called that more today than I've seen in a while.
They have, and it is a case of lack of concentration on both teams. At this point of the season, yeah, as a Denison gets an ace serve right there, you would expect that they would have some of those things kind of tidied up a little bit and cleaned up. But right now, both teams not in sync, Kevin.
No, and Coach Harvey taking a timeout there. As we saw what Coach McKenzie did earlier, 22 all. Now it's just a 3-point match. And, sometimes when you take a timeout like this, when it is so sometimes hard for these girls to just hit it over the net with some pressure, and the score being at 22 all, and this first set being so big, as you said, you never know.
Well, and there's not a lot of enthusiasm in the crowd. Everybody's just kind of sitting watching and probably doing what we're doing, like, wow, the girls just seem to be in sync. And
that's both sides.
Yeah, both sides. It's just kind of I don't want to say a golf atmosphere, but, it feels like everybody's just kind of waiting for something to happen.
A lot different than the Shenandoah one we saw last Tuesday.
Exactly, yeah. There was a little bit more of vibe and intensity in that one. So now maybe the Rams crowd over there, and Nate Moore and company trying to stand up and get them going. And there, again, another serve in the net.
Yep. After a timeout, too.
A free point for the Rams, and, Coach McKenzie probably kind of telling the kids, hey, just get it over the net. We got a chance if we get the ball over the net. Give a point away right there. It's huge.
Stouter will serve it up for Glenwood. Taken by the Monarchs, a set. And that's going to be right in the net for Glenwood. And a point back to the Monarchs.
And what's happening now is I think the Ram blockers up front are a little bit hesitant to get close to the net, so there's a gap between them.
A little timid.
And it's coming down because they don't want to get that in the net violation. So you take that half a step back, and there's a gap, and you block it, and it comes straight down at your feet, which was the case right there by Scarborough.
Weiss hits it across. We're tied at 23 all. The set to Hayes, and she hits it blocked right in the net. I didn't think it was tipped. The call?
Well, it was kind of tipped partially, but I don't know if it would have got over the net. I think it hit the top of the net and come back, so it was going to be 4 hits anyway. So here's game point for the Monarchs in set number 1.
24-23, Wilson, Bertini. Stanley gets that blocked. Wilson back to Bertini. Here's the set to Scarborough. Taken back by the Monarchs. Their turn. Wilson, Bertini, far side Stanley. Nice play. And a point for the Rams. Good play. A touch shot that time by Stanley. Once again, she just kept it in play, and the Rams get the point. And now we're back tied 24 all.
Yeah, so now it's first to 2. You got to win by 2, so you're going to have to get 26 to get the victory here in the first set.
Hayes, the junior, back to serve for Glenwood. Point is served, taken by the Monarchs. Set here close side. Watch that, and that's going to be long, I believe, unless it was tipped. No. It'll be a point for the Rams. It's 25-24, and the junior Hayes back to serve for set number 1. Serves across. Set goes into the net, and a point for the Rams. They will take set number 1, 26-24, and I think Glenwood's more than satisfied just getting that win. I don't think they're satisfied with how they played, but you take it when you can get it here in volleyball.
Yeah, you just get on. That one's done and over with. You got to learn from it. One, we got to clean some things up. You got to be sharp. One thing you got to make sure you understand is this goes for any particular athletic event. I don't care if it's junior high, high school, college, even the professional. you can't just look at somebody and think that you're going to roll over, and to beat them. And you see it too many times, don't you, Kevin, in any sport. You have to come prepared. Coaches preach it, but athletes really have to embrace that mentality. And you've got to have that. We've got to be sharp and focused. And the teams that are really consistent, say like the New England Patriots, they just don't seem to beat themselves.
No.
They're always prepared no matter who their opponent is. Somebody has to really outplay them to beat them.
And I think what Glenwood's seen in some sports now, and when you talk about teams like the Patriots or teams that have constantly doing it, is it takes winning, the winning tradition. You come out in the court every time, and not only you're going to win, but you just got to believe yourself when you're going to win. And then, but not at the same time, not getting overconfident because knowing that you can't be upset. And sometimes you watch here at Glenwood, now that they won the first one, you watch them play a little bit more relaxed. You watch, as you talked about, those people at the net, maybe not running to the net as much, hitting it over, and just not when you don't hit with confidence, things aren't going to go your way. And right now, Glenwood's not hitting with confidence. Luckily, they just won 26-24, but they'll get the confidence up, and if they play like they did against Shenandoah, they'll be all right. But at the same time, you can't give these guys any more opportunities. We saw that in set number one.
No, and I always kind of did it as a coach for several years. Back in the mid-'90s, if you remember the Northwestern football team, Gary Barnett, one of his favorite quotes was, you need to expect to succeed and not be afraid to fail. You cannot be afraid to make mistakes. You have to have that confidence that you're playing at a level that you're going to be successful. If you're afraid to make mistakes, you will make mistakes. And if there's ever been a person that kind of redid the culture of football was Gary Barnett at Northwest, when he really had to take all that 50-some years of losing. And Glenwood's had a little bit of that in the past, years where compared to some of the teams like the Harlan, the Kempers, and they've started to kind of move and shift that mentality a little bit because now it's expectations to succeed. And here, hopefully, with the team that Coach Harvey has, they can build on that first game, as you mentioned, and tidy up those things and eliminate mistakes.
Underway here now, the second set. Good job by Taylor, then Todd. Smith gets that one over and back to the Monarchs. Good block up front there by Smith. Monarchs get that one over. It's going to be just a miss hit there by the Rams, Smith, and it'll be a point for the Monarchs. But honestly, already I saw better play on both teams there on the first point.
Well, and some of it is how you're moving on the court. If you just kind of go through the motions, you can get beat by anybody. So you got to tidy it. You got to make sure that you're sharp on your rotations. Everybody knows their role, and your focus is really good.
Here's Todd. Gets it across, and this will be a point for the Rams. 1-1.
And that energy is so important. You get that high level of energy that you have to maintain. You have a letdown in a sport like volleyball, as you mentioned, with its momentum base. You can if you just kind of relax a little bit, you can give up 5 or 6 points before you know what happened.
Back to the serve will be Cornick, taken by the Monarchs. Hit across this three long, and a good job by Glenwood to lay off it, and it's going to be a point for the Rams. 2-1 now. Here's Caitlin Cornick for Glenwood back to serve.
Yeah, and her job right now is get the ball over the net. Put it in play. Give your defense a chance to block the ball and come back.
And that's going to go long once again, and here goes Cornick now trying to rally off a couple points. And she's kind of served in the same spot too, and Denison's just hitting it long. Cornick once again gives it across. Taylor gets it for Glenwood. The set far side to Stouter. Blocked up front, and a good point there for the Denison Monarchs, number 11. That's Arkfeld, and a good block there for them to cut the lead down to 1, 3-2.
Yeah, she did a good job really elevating a little bit, and it was going to be a low shot across the net. She got it, knocked it off bounds. And one thing you'll find out too with volleyball, if you can't return a serve, that ball's coming back at you. I mean, there's nowhere to hide. You've got to be ready for it. So
here's Stouter. Gets it across the net and controlled easily by the Monarchs. There's Stouter for Glenwood. Taylor set to Todd, and a good job there by Emily as she, hit that with more confidence than I saw her hit any of those ones in the first set and to get the point.
Yeah, she kind of did a run out there. She kind of did a one-leg jump, come off momentum, got a little bit of swing, and found the spot. Denison could not return it.
Smith back to serve for Glenwood. The Rams lead 4-2. Taken by the Monarchs. Set for the far side. Blocked up front. And a point for the Rams. That is Stouter and Hayes over there.
Yeah, Brielle using the jump serve, kind of a knuckleball coming across. It's got a little bit of float to it, Kevin, and so it sometimes catches you off a little bit when you're not ready for it.
Smith with the serve once again. The Rams lead by 3. Confusion by the Monarchs. Gives it over there easily to Glenwood. And here's Stouter, far side again. Deflected but controlled by the Monarchs. Cornick gets this one back over to Denison. And, that's where it was close to going out, but it's hard to say because I know that's a reaction hit probably by Cornick, but a point for the Monarchs.
Yeah, I think she had to play it. There's kind of that rule of thumb. If it's waist, if it's below your waist, you're by the back line, you got to take it. And yeah, she just returned it long, and a good finish by the Monarchs.
Denison with the control right now. Rams up by 2, however. That one's into the net, and a point on an unforced error goes to Glenwood. Stanley and Bertini will come in for Todd and Taylor. And back to serve will be Bertini. A 3-point lead for Glenwood here, 6-3 your score. Glenwood looking to go up 2-0 on Denison. Serves across, taken by the Monarchs. Both sides, there's Wilson. Far side over there to Stouter. Back to Denison. A little touch shot and a miss hit by the Rams, and it's going to be a point for Denison.
Yeah, Taryn was a little indecisive. She wasn't sure if it was going to be out. I mean, it's one of those, if you're not sure, you got to go get it. But she didn't get it inside the post, and point for the Monarchs.
6-4 your score is Libero back to serve for the Monarchs. Here's Stouter, and that's going to be long, and momentum's kind of switching right over now. A couple points in a row for the Denison, and this is where Glenwood just kind of needs to make a stand and not get 2 or 3 in a row.
Well, we saw that in the first set. It looked like Glenwood was going to take control, and they just kind of had a few mistakes there, and Denison was able to take a lead. And another point with a double hit or lift.
6-all. 3 straight points for the Monarchs. And about exact replica from the first set. Serves underway, taken by Glenwood. Here's Hayes. Goes over, and that's a good point for the Rams. Double hit. 6-6 your score, as Denison and Glenwood are all tied up now. No, 7-6, excuse me, as Stouter back to serve.
Scarborough in for Cornick here. She goes to the front row for a hitter.
Sierra with the serve. Hits it across. The Monarchs get it over, though, with ease. The set over there to Scarborough. Blocked. Good job up front there by 19. That's Cronky, and also I think that's Struck, number 15.
Yeah, a couple of the seniors for the Lady Monarchs right there. Doing a good job of sliding over on that block and really kind of making it hard for Ellie. It was a good set. Ellie had a good hit, but the block was returned well, and point for the Monarchs.
7-all, as back to serve for the Monarchs will be Weiss. That's going to go into the net and a point for the Rams. So Glenwood here, when the opposing team, I think to really take the team from this kind of level up to the level that's the top tier in the Hawkeye 10 is when those other teams give you those points, that's when you have to jump on them and really extend that lead. Hayes with the serve for Glenwood. Stouter hits it across. Controlled easily, though, by the Monarchs. Here's the set. Going to be out. I believe it was tipped. No, it was not. And it will be out of bounds long. Yeah. And Glenwood now up 9-7.
It's kind of like equating getting a turnover, in deep somebody's territory in football, and you can punch it in and really kind of separate those games. And right now the Rams, kind of had the Monarchs on their heels a little bit, and Coach McKenzie, I thought was going to call timeout. She chose not to. So 10-7 Rams right now. Here's that point. Well, she does decide to call a timeout.
The Rams with a 3-point lead now, and yeah, I mean, the way I compare it to football would be like those teams that drive down, instead of getting 6, they'll kick a field goal. And that's kind of, I think, what the Rams are doing right now, but I tell you what, they can win this game and get some momentum, or this match and get some momentum. The teams in front of them have opportunity to prove themselves on their growth this season, or they won't. It's one or the other. As far as the competition, as the last 3 matches I know of the year are Lewis Central twice and then home against Carroll Kemper, who is currently undefeated.
Well, yeah, and you're going to play some of the cream of the crop, not only in the conference but in Southwest Iowa, maybe in the state. They're
Right.
highly ranked teams, and of course, let's don't forget St. Albert in there
Right.
as well, because they're class 1A St.
1A,
Albert's
yep.
top, near the top. Kemper number 1 in 2A, and then Lewis Central in the top 10 in 4A. So yeah, so your level of play is going to have to be elevated if you want to compete against those elite squads.
After the timeout, Glenwood's Hayes with the serve. They have a 3-point lead. Hayes gets control of that. Bertini, the set to Stanley. She gets it across. Controlled, though, by the Monarchs. Here's the set, middle side, and a good job by Hayes to get that one far side. Here's the freshman, and she gets the point. Scarborough with the hit makes it a 4-point lead now for Glenwood as Hayes back to serve, and this is where Glenwood can really get some momentum here. Hayes gets across. That's going to be an ace. Just inside the line.
And here's that separation we talked about. You have a 5-point lead here, 12-7. The Rams have proven too, Kevin, that they can play with some of the better teams. They took care of Shannon here at home. They went on the road and had Game 5 at Red Oak.
Right.
A game which, in all rights, they should have won that entire match. So they can play with some teams when they eliminate mistakes, but they need to tidy up some things here and make sure that they don't let this one slip away.
Yeah, and I haven't watched as many games as you have, but I know with this bunch of girls, I think it's confidence, to be honest with you. You can see the confidence. When they're rolling. It's tough to beat them. As they just win another point, now they lead 14-7 on Denison, and they're smiling now. They're interacting a little bit more, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Well, and you win the first two of a 5-game set. You've really got momentum going your way, because then you're forcing the other team to have to win, 3 in a row.
Smith straight down,
thing.
yeah.
So right now, Denison's kind of flat-footed. They're not rotating, and Glenwood's putting the ball. They're getting good sets and good hits, and that's why they've reeled off 8 straight points here.
Hayes with the serve. Referee stopped her. Not sure what that signal is.
I don't think he had signaled whistle for serve.
Okay. 15-7 as Hayes will serve it again. This one goes wide, but a good run there by Hayes from the service line, and Glenwood now leads 15-8.
Yeah, but they're again, put that in play, because that's a 2-point swing. If you get that, you're up 16-7. Now it's 15-8.
Right.
So little things like that are the things that can
good
cause
serve
a problem.
there.
And then a rocket jump serve, and
Alex Moore.
Now it's 15-9.
Moore, the junior, who started the game off serving with an absolute rocket there on the serve.
Jada was not ready for that. It kind of really caught her. It was really tumbling hard, so she had to return it.
Your score is 15-9 as Moore back to serve. That's in the net, though, and a point for Glenwood. So right back to Glenwood. They lead by 7, and back to serve will be, I think we have a substitution as Ty will come in for Bertini, and it looks like Taylor's going to come in for Stanley. I believe Stanley, no, that will be Taylor will go back to serve.
Yeah, Brooklyn will serve. And that's one thing about the jump serves, too. It's kind of a catch-22. Yeah, you get a little bit extra power, but your accuracy goes down quite a bit.
Denison hits it across. Taylor gets it over there to Todd. She'll send it right back at him, and it's going to be a point. You kind of knew that was coming with how they were calling that hit tonight.
Yeah, she kind of caught that, with 2 separate hands. And yeah, you're right. And again, another giveaway point for the Rams right there. And yeah, they might come out of this with a victory in the second set, but it's still not the sharpness that we saw last week against Tuesday or Shenandoah here.
A 6-point lead as serves taken by Glenwood. Here's a set far side of Todd. That goes right down. That's a great hit there by Emily. 17-10, a 7-point lead now as Cornick will come back into the game for Scarborough, the freshman. (17-10) as Cornick back to serve. Taken by the Monarchs. Good hit there. I was surprised they didn't call that a lift, though.
Yeah, she picked it again. Rams out of rotation, didn't recover, didn't get somebody in that back spot. The ball's kicked over to the side. The left side over here. It's going to usually be hit to the right side on your court. So, Glenwood did not rotate and see that.
17-11. as Arkfield back to serve. That goes right to the net, though, and a point for the Rams, 18-11.
That's what step that drives coach is crazy. You get a positive thing, and you come back and you hit the net. You don't even get a chance to score a point. You just give a point.
A 7-point lead as Smith back to serve. The jump serve coming from Smith goes across, taken by the Monarchs. Just barely over the net. Serve goes over there to Stouter. Controlled, though, by the Monarchs. Here's Smith to Taylor. Over there to Stouter, and just couldn't get underneath it, I think, that time, and a double hit called.
Wow, she was under the net too far, too. So, yeah, just a bad angle, and a bad sequence. The Rams just, again, a little out of sync, and point for the Monarchs.
18-12. Serve taken by Wilson over there to Taylor. And now Cornick will just hit across. As the Monarchs now with it here. Long, and that's more. So a point to the Rams. Yeah. 19-12.
Just could not get on top of that. The ball was a little bit behind her, and she was not able to get that arm up over the top to get it down. Too high of an angle, long. So let's see if Taryn Bertini here can salt this one away in 19-12. This is, you need about 3 or 4 points
right
here, Kevin, to really kind of get that security blanket, if you want to call it there.
Bertini with the serve, hits it across, taken by the Monarchs, and that's going to be a point. And there's Glenwood's magical number with 20. They lead 20-12 now, an 8-point lead as sophomore Bertini looking to close this one out for Glenwood as they lead by 8 and a timeout.
Yeah, good timeout right there. You just need to kind of give yourself a chance, talk about a few things, talk about maybe positioning yourself. Where is she going to serve it? Again, if you can't return the serve, the ball's coming right back to you.
Right.
So as a coach,
there's no hiding.
There's no hiding. You're going to say, look, it's coming back to you. Set your base. Be ready to move your feet. And that's what the assistant coach is telling her right now. She's saying, hey, get yourself set. It's coming back. Be ready. And then get it up. Get a good bump. Get a set and see if you can get a point coming back. If you're the Rams, if the set is completed, make sure you get a rotation over, get your block set up, and get yourself set up to get a return point, and then keep the momentum rolling.
20-18 or 20-12, an 8-point lead here for Glenwood as the sophomore Bertini back to serve. A couple subs here. It's going to be number 6. That's Weiss back in the lineup for the Monarchs. Bertini will get the serve across, taken by Denison. Blocked up front, and a good job there by the Rams. That's Hayes and Stanley there, and it's 21-12.
Yeah, Alex Moore, one of their better athletes. She's got some good jump, but a good like you said, a good block right there. Hayes and Stanley right there to shut that down. So 21-12 Rams.
Bertini back to serve. That's going to be an ace. 22-12 now.
Yeah, I told you she's been working on that tumble serve. She's got that top spin, and that ball with a little bit of a knuckle on it just dies, and it's hard to return.
A 10-point lead, the largest for Glenwood all day. 22-12. Serves across, taking bets into the net, and Glenwood now rolling. It's 23-12. And I'm surprised right there, Coach McKenzie didn't take a timeout.
Well, I think she's out.
Oh, she could too. Yeah.
And this is one of those cases where the girls in Denison probably thinking, just don't hit it to me.
23-12. The serve across by Bertini, taken by the Monarchs. There's more. That's in the net, and a point for the Rams. I wasn't sure if they got a hand on it or not.
Yeah, it was low in the net. Hayes and them were right there to block it. But yeah, I don't think it was going to clear the net. So here's game point on this serve here, and see if they can get second set here.
24-12. Bertini back to serve for the second set. A short one, and that's going to go into the net there. And you can see by her reaction she wasn't happy about that one. But I think, switched it up evidently. I think they were going for that same spot again.
Yeah, that was going to be a short serve. She was going to try to just get it over the net because the Denison Monarchs defense had rotated back to cover the hole, and they left that front spot open, and Taryn just missed it. But yeah, it's a little short.
Here's Stouter off the set from Bertini. That's going to be over, but controlled by Moore. She'll send it back over there. Wilson, the set here to Stanley. That's over. Good job by both teams here on this point. The set to Hayes. That's straight down, but good job by Libero for the Monarchs to control it and get it back over to Glenwood. Set far side. Stouter got it, and that's the point for 25. And Rams take set number 2, 25-13, and a much better ending of that set than what they started both in the first and second.
Yeah, they made less mistakes. And Denison probably made a few more. They kind of cost themselves some points. There was that stretch, I think it was about 6-3, and then Glenwood gave up about 4 points there.
7-6.
And then they kind of gathered the ship a little bit again, and the serving accuracy looked a lot better for the
Way
Rams
better.
in the second set. And Denison, I think, probably had a few more mistakes hitting the ball into that, giving away back points. So, yeah, getting up 2-0 is huge here, and now you can relax. And I think that's one thing, too, as you mentioned. Had it, 2012, 21-12. Get a little leeway. If you make a mistake, you're still okay. It's when the game's tight that you don't have much leeway to make mistakes.
And you see that in all sports, and whether it's boys, girls, high level, lower level, confidence is key. And Glenwood, I want to be surprised here if they kind of extended what they were doing more at the end there at set number 2 and take that into set number 3 here. You are home. You should be comfortable. You don't have many matches this season at home. That should make you want to play at top level. And I talked with Coach Harvey last week and after the win, and she said, like herself, these girls wanted to show the town kind of that volleyball's back on the rise, and they want to get more people in the stands. And I give credit to the students once again, a good during the week crowd for the student section.
Yeah,
they're not as loud as they were last weekend, but they're still showing support.
Right, and it'd be easy to say, I got other things to do, take care of. Just get done with football practice, don't want to go. But I think the student body of Glenwood has done a really good job of coming out support. There's a huge following now on road games for the football.
Right.
A lot of these girls that you see out here are the ones making the road trips up, and I think the gentlemen of the football teams and the other sports recognize that, and they come out and try to do their part as well. And they have some fun. But yeah, this doesn't have the same vibe as it did last Tuesday.
No.
But then again, Shenandoah was a little bit bigger rival. There was a little bit more intensity.
Well, and just like the players, the students probably look at the record before the matches come, and they might have saw Denison's record, and that might be why they're not excited over there for this win. But they're up 2-0 now. There'll be more back to serve for the Monarchs here to start set number 3. Let's see if Glenwood can kind of start where they left off in set number 2. Wilson will hit it over after a good serve by Moore. Taken by the Monarchs straight down. Good dig there by Stouter. Just set over there to Stanley, and she goes right in the net with that one. Tried to get it back, but the first point goes to Denison.
Yeah, Moore with a pretty good serve. And, Denison, of course, down 0-2. They have to win this to extend the match.
Moore has that one hit off the net, and a good save by Stouter. Wilson trying to get it, and what a save there by the Rams. Back to Denison, though, and blocked up front. Back to Denison as they control it. Moore from the back row gives it over there. Burkini, now the freshman. Scarborough heads it across. Burkini over there. Here's now Stanley. Blocked up front. It'll be a point for the Rams. What a point and a good effort there by Glenwood.
Yeah, that was a great move by Sierra. She just got enough of it, was able to hit it up enough, and then Wilson was able to kind of recover, and then the long hit over it, kept the ball alive. That's what you do. You extend the play. You keep it alive and give your team a chance, and they were able to do that.
1-1 now as Taylor will send it across for the Rams. Sierra again with a pretty good hit. And Smith sends it over for Glenwood. Back to the Monarchs. Here's the set, and that's going to be a point for the Rams. And a double hit called there on Denison. And just like that, Glenwood just keeping it in play. And
it kind of energizes you.
It does.
It also lets you know, never give up on a play. Never relax and think, oh, it's unplayable, we can't get to it. And it teaches the players everything we got is playable. We got to score. And right now, 3 straight points. Glenwood up 3-1. So it really teaches your kids, don't give up. Hustle after everything. It's too easy to quit and stop right there, Kevin.
It's such a good job, too, as you can see what it does with the student section. You can hear them now. They like those diving plays that the girls make, as that one just goes off of Wilson, and it'll be a point for the Monarchs. But the crowd's now more into it after those 2 plays by Stouter, the one diving one, and then she hit one off her right hand to extend that one play. But 3-2, Glenwood's up by 1, and back to serve will be Kahn for the Monarchs.
Again, Coach McKenzie and She just wants the ball over the net. Give herself a chance. Don't beat yourself. Let your opponent make some mistakes.
Good job there by the freshman Scarborough as she went up with for the block and got it straight down for the point, 4-2.
Yeah, a lot different vibe here in this third set. The Rams seem to be moving, have a little bit more energy, as you mentioned. A couple good plays like that can do it. The crowd's got a little extra, and they know that if the Rams can close us out if they do win this.
Cornick will serve it across with a 2-point lead. It's going to be a point for the Rams as Monarch hit it, reach over the net. And Cornick will go back with a 3-point lead. 5-2 here in set number 3. Rams already up 2-0. He's going to go over the net by the Monarchs. Taken by Todd here. Now Smith. Good save by the Denison. Sierra, Taylor. Now here's Todd. Straight down and a good kill there for Emily. Way more of a confident hit there by Emily. Something I didn't see in the first set for sure. And you can see by the reaction on her face. More comfortable hitting that shot right now. Cornick again with the serve across at 6-2. So I'm going to be back to Cornick. Now Taylor. Is this to Smith? Brielle. Good block and controlled by those Monarchs. Here's Moore from the back row. Doing a good job as Smith just kind of punched that one over to keep it in play. And a point for the Rams. And extending plays, you've been talking about that a lot tonight. And right now we're seeing Glenwood do that.
Well, and what's happening too, Denison realizes they're down 0-2. They're down 7-2 in the third set. You start to think, it's getting away from it, and you start to just relax and start to downshift your momentum, and then the Rams got to really take advantage and get that separation. You're starting to see it, I think, right now. Denison kind of feels like they've hit the wall in a sense.
Right.
And, they're about ready to pack up the bags. And this is where the Rams, as you mentioned too, Kevin, they got to close it out.
Right.
Don't let Denison have a little momentum run here.
8-2 as Cornick serves, gets over the net, and another point for the Rams. Yeah, and that happens a lot in all sports is when teams play down a competition. And not saying that Glenwood is that much better of a competition than Denison is, just that when they're down doesn't mean you have to play down. And the Rams now up by 7, 9-2 early on, and this is where I would like Glenwood really to just keep it going.
Well, and that's probably what Coach Harvey's talking about right now. Hey, we're up 9-2 here. We can close this out. Because what happens if you go to game 4, you just allow the team to win and extend the match.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you don't play well in game 4 and you fall that one, now suddenly you have to go to the 5th game, and then it's anybody's thing.
Right.
You have a chance to close it out here. You want to finish the job, and that's something that you can build on. Is that we didn't play our best start with, but we picked it up and we closed it out.
Yep.
We closed it out. We did not let our opponent get up off the mat and try to rebound.
And it was 24-23. Denison was up that first set on us. Came back 24-all, and then we won 26-24. As that one is hit over by Cornick, and that's back in the net by the Monarchs. And now Glenwood with an 8-point lead. They lead 10-2.
Wow. And Denison's making a lot of unforced errors right now. Double hits, balls in the net, and it's starting to show.
There's a serve over by Cornick. Another unfortunate error by Denison gives a point right back to Glenwood.
I guess the good thing would be if Denison is that if it gets over in 3, you get home a little earlier, Kevin.
Fight the drive back up there, as the Rams will be making that drive on Friday.
Friday night, that's right.
Moore with the hit, and that's going to be a point for Denison. Moore, a good athlete for the Monarchs. You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, she is. She's a good all-around athlete. She does a nice job. She's got good bounce. She's experienced. She knows how to play these games,
right.
And she's a fighter. She's not out there quitting, giving up. And Denison girls for the whole party really done a nice job of making this competitive.
2 points in a row makes it 11-4 now, as that serve by Peterson goes over and just out of the reach of Cornick. 11-4 your score. Peterson's going to serve that one long and a good eye there by Wilson. 12-4, Glenwood's up.
Yeah, and right now you can afford to go point for point. You'll just outpoint them to get to 25 first, but that's not what Coach Harvey wants. She wants to finish this out. She wants to finish on a high note with her kids playing real well.
Here's Brielle with the serve. Good dig there by Moore. Got her over there to Taylor. Back to Sierra. blocked at the net. And a point for Monarchs. I think they might even say that it just didn't go over.
Yeah, I don't think it would have reached over the net. It looked like into the net on the third hit.
Here's Beak back to serve. 12-5, Glenwood leads right now as Wilson can't get to that one. And it's going to be a point down to 6 now. But here's where Glenwood can't relax too much as Beak serves that one to Todd. Taylor gets it. Now it'll be Smith who just hits it, or Souter who just hits it over easy. Couple hits in the net for the Monarchs, and they can't control it. Gives a point right back to Glenwood, 13-6. Looks like Stanley and Bertini will come into the game for Todd and Taylor.
Well, Taryn had the nice run there in set number 2 to kind of make about 5 points.
Right.
And let's see if she can get on a little bit of a run here and get a little bit more separation for the Rams.
13-6 as Bertini will serve it across. Taken by the Monarchs to set far side of Moore. That's too wide and into the net.
Yeah, she got the set kind of outside the post almost and really had a tough angle to get that back over and just couldn't get it. So another point. So another good serve by Taryn right there.
14-6. The sophomore back to serve for the Rams. That one goes into the net. It'll be a point for the Monarchs, 14-7. And it'll be another change for the Monarchs.
Another unforced error right there. I mean, she was trying to go the same spot on the floor, but, you got to get over the net. And, a little bit too low on the serve.
14-7. Glenwood leads here in set number 3 as Hayes tries to get that one, but out of the reach.
Well, that
right
starts
into the net.
with the first return.
Right.
Not good. Taryn had to scramble that, kick it up as the setter, and too close to net. Page couldn't do anything with it.
14-8. Wilson gets over there to Bertini. Here's the set now to Stouter. She just gets it across the net, back to the Monarchs. Here's Moore, and that's straight down off of the hand of Stanley, but a powerful hit there by Moore. 14-9,
this
and
was
the Glenwood
13-2 at one time, I think.
11-point lead for Glenwood at 1 point. Here in the third set, it's now 14-9, down to 5. As the serve underway, taken by Stanley, back over here to Stanley from Bertini, and Wilson tried to get it. Now it's Kornick. Bertini's going to try, and just out of the reach of her, and a point back. It'll be a 4-point lead, and I think, Coach Harvey is going to take a timeout.
Well, again, probably a little bit of relax right there, focus-wise for the Rams. You look up at the scoreboard, they're thinking 13-2. Yeah, we're starting to pack our bags. The crowd was waiting for this to get over. But credit to Denison right here. They got a few points. Rams got a little sloppy on the serves. They got a little sloppy on the sets. Denison took advantage, and suddenly a 13-2 is now 14-10.
And I think the best thing for a coaching perspective there is for Coach McKenzie is whatever happens kind of even from here on out. That showed a lot from her team, being down 2-0 and then 13-2, coming all the way back now, making it 14-10, and causing the home team to take a timeout here, even though they're up 2-0.
Yeah, and even if they come out of here and don't win this third and go, they're going to have some positives they can take from it.
No doubt.
And the locker room, is going to feel a little bit different if they got beat 25-7, 25-6, 25-7. There's a carry right there. Just another mistake by the Rams, and they're going to come out of here thinking, hey, we just cut down a few things. We can play with some opponents if you're Denison.
14-11, a 3-point lead for Glenwood, needing someone to step up here, make it a good hit. There's Stanley, that's right back at her. Wilson gets it, and then Bertini will just hit it across and get it over the net for the Monarchs. Here's Moore. Stouter over there to Bertini, set back to Stouter. She gets over the net and keeps it in play. Here's the Monarchs now. Good dig there by Stanley. Stouter, blocked. And a good block up front there by number 15. That's Madison Struck, a senior. And down to 2, as give credit to Monarch Denison. They did a good job just outlasting Glenwood there on that long point. Here's Bertini. Stanley. That's into the net. I don't even think that one was blocked, to be honest with you. And it's a 1-point lead.
Kind of not low enough. And again, Denison's serving the ball over the net. Give yourself a chance to get a point. And Glenwood right now is kind of lost in focus, Kevin, and they've made several errors here, and that's why it's 14-13.
Serve taken by Stanley. Bertini, and that's going to be into the net as Hayes tried to get it, and it's going to be back tied up 14-all.
I mean, think it was 13-2. Really, Glenwood had everything kind of going their way. Denison was kind of we
Our
talked
crowd
about.
was in it.
They talked about Denison looked like they kind of ready to fold up the ship, and it's we're going to get beat, and they just kind of hung around, and they've come all the way back to tie this.
Serve taken by Taylor. Here's Hayes, gets that one over, and that's long. It was tipped, though, however, by the line judge, they said, and it'll be back to Glenwood. So, fortunate there by Glenwood. I can't see if that was tipped or not.
Yeah, I think
but
it was tipped right there on the back spot.
Glenwood will take it. It's 15-14, a 1-point lead as the senior Sierra Stouter back to serve. Taken by Libero. For Denison now, just hitting it over is Wilson to Bertini. Now it's Hayes, and that's good. Good hit, a confident hit there by Hayes, and a 2-point lead now for Glenwood.
Yeah, another good run out there. Tearing with a back set. Page come around the backside. Elevated well. Good spot. And she went to the deep corner and point for the Rams.
16-14, a 2-point lead. Stouter with it. Has that one deflected, and it's going to be a point for Glenwood.
No, it was tipped. It was tipped. Yep. Good call. The floor judge saw that. The ball was tipped. Usually your indication is the ball changes
I thought it elevated up a little bit more. And
up a little bit.
It'll be a 1-point lead still for Glenwood as Stanley will come in for Taylor.
What's going to be interesting too, Kevin, is the locker room mood. Both teams are going to go locker room. If Glenwood comes out of this and wins 3-0, Glenwood's mood's going to be a little different, even though they're the winning team.
I agree.
It might not be as positive as the Denison crowd or the Denison group in the locker room and her responses and talk to her team.
17-15, a 2-point lead, and I think if the way Glenwood started out, 13-2, if they would have just kept with that a little bit, not as you don't have to go all the way that wide to spread the whole time, but just kept with that momentum, it would have been a lot different. But as you said, now just up by 2, as Glenwood hits that one over with Smith, now Bertini and Stanley. Here's Scarborough. That's good. As you said, it will be a little bit different environment.
Well, yeah. You're going to look at the score and think, oh, wow, Glenwood must have dominated the 3 to win at 3-0. But it wasn't the case. It was a case of a lot of unforced errors, a lot of lack of focus. And, Denison's going to talk, their coach is going to talk to their players. Look, girls, we cut down on a few things. We just hang around. We've got a chance to stick with some opponents, and it gives you momentum. We're getting to that point now where everybody kind of knows their roles right now. You've settled in, and you're down to about a month left of your season, Kevin, before tournaments start. So now's when you want to start looking at fine-tuning, and the early season jitters are gone. Hopefully a lot of your mistakes about maybe youth, you got some kids maybe that are sophomores, occasionally freshmen coming up to play, like Scarborough. So they're not rookies anymore in a sense. So what you're looking for now is that consistency level, and as both teams head there, there's that that point where you're looking at which way you're going to go. Are you going to trend up or trend down?
And that's what I said in my article this week. There's opportunity for Glenwood to really show something. And as you said, some of those matches, if they lose, but if it's 25-22, that's saying something. If it's 25-15, that's a whole new ball game. As Hayes serves that one over, and it's going to be a point as the Monarchs can't control it there, and they now lead 19-15.
Yeah, right here is a chance. If you can close this out, and you can avoid that little lapse that you had in the middle, and then you have a little different vibe again as you're going to go to the locker room. But, again, we talked about they gave up almost 10 straight points.
Yep.
The really good teams don't do that.
Mm-mm. Here's Denison blocked up front there by Smith and Stanley. Hayes with it over there to Bertini, and it's going to be a lift, and there'll be a point for the Monarchs. And even if I went back and watched film, I don't know volleyball well enough. So all these are double hits or lifts, but man, they've been called a lot tonight.
Well, it is when the officials call them.
Right.
That's kind of what you got to. You got to adjust. You might be, just like in the game of basketball too.
A carry might work
if they're calling hand checking,
lay off.
You're bumping and you're getting called for it. You got to adjust. You have to adjust to the officials and how they're calling it right now. The officials are calling it pretty tight here as far as the lifts and the double hits, so you got to make adjustments.
20-16, a 4-point lead for Glenwood as Taylor will serve it across. Moore hits it back for Denison, Todd. Here's Scarborough. Blocked. And that time it's going to be a point for Denison, as I don't think Taylor felt confident jumping up there, as it was kind of close to the net.
Yeah, are we looking at that point again? I made that analogy. Are you afraid to make a mistake, or are you confident enough to say, hey, I know where I'm at and know where I'm supposed to be? So, the Rams, like I said, the toughest part of their schedule is coming up, and they're really going to have to kind of shore up a few things here if they're going to be successful. Like right there, kind of a deep back hit. That's a case of just get it over the net, keep it in play, let the other team make the mistake.
Down to 2-point lead only for Glenwood. It's 20-18. That one's going to barely hit the net. Nice job by Stouter to get it. Now here's Todd trying to save it, and she hits it over. And there's a good point, what you just said. She got it over the net that time, just got it over the net. And a mistake by the Monarchs gave Glenwood that 21-18 lead.
Kind of caught her, her hands were a little flat. She couldn't get a good bounce on that bump, and yeah, point for the Rams.
Here's Cornick back to serve. And a good hit there by number 12. Excuse me, I think that was actually number 13, Beak, over there on the far side with the kill.
Jaslyn Beak does a nice job. She got a short set on that and really got a lot of power on that and caught Jade off guard. And again, they just kind of they're just kind of staying in that range of just hanging around, aren't they, Kevin?
They are. It's 21-19, just a 2-point lead for Glenwood. That's going to be out of bounds, and a good job by Brielle to lay off that one. Or else then we're talking a 1-point lead only. And Brielle will go back to serve now to try to close this out for Glenwood. Her Rams are up 22-19. That serve is over the net with ease. Here's the senior. That's going to be in the net for the Monarchs. Cronky, and it'll be a 23-19 point lead here for Glenwood. Set number 3, and
again, right now, Brielle's job, get it over the net.
Get over the net. Yep.
Get it over the net, put it in play, and see if you can get a return, and then be ready to set up for a point.
Smith with the serve, taken by Moore. Cronky blocked up front. Good job by Denison just to keep the play alive. Now here's Todd, far side, and that's a good point there by Todd, as it kind of split the defense there as the two blockers up there for Denison, and Glenwood gets the point now, a chance to close it out.
But a good hustle by the Monarchs there to keep that ball. The ball was kind of off angle that she got to play on it, and they scrambled, got the ball over the net again to keep it alive. But Emily Todd was able to get a good ball. As you mentioned, the block couldn't get over there to get set up. So see if Brielle can close it out here to finish off this 3-0.
24-19. Smith for Glenwood with the serve, gets it across, taken by the Monarchs. Good job by Brielle. Just hit a one-hand diver back over. As Moore hits that one in the net, and it'll be a point for the Rams. They'll win set number 3, 25-19. And it will be a sweep for the Rams. They'll be now 11-7 on a year and 2 wins in a row. And at the end of the day, Brian, back-to-back wins in a sport where, you talked about confidence a lot, goes a long ways. And I know they didn't play their best performance tonight. They do have stuff to work on, but at the end of the day, you got to be, confident with at least getting a win.
They've taken care of business at home, their first 2 matches of the year. Shenandoah and Denison, and give credit to the Monarchs. They just didn't come in here, and roll over. They battled the first game. The second game, they got a little away from them, but the third game down 13-2, really easy just to kind of cash it in and say, let's go home. And they got it all the way and took the lead on us, and Glenwood then was able to kind of gather themselves. The biggest thing was the last 7 points, Kevin, they didn't make a mistake. They didn't beat themselves. And, Coach Harvey's going to have to draw on that, but they got to be ready to play, and as you mentioned earlier in your broadcast, you've got to make sure you can't look at your opponent and either adjust, I'm going to play really well because it's really good, or I'm going to go down. You have to be at that high level, and that's going to be key, and that's going to determine how far the Rams, what kind of success they have here the second half of the season.
Yeah, it's going to be fun volleyball here to watch at the end of the season. If you guys haven't known, go check out their schedule. I think they have 3 more home games. You'll get to see Lewis Central here. You'll get to see, it's either Clarinda or Creston. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head.
Clarinda. We go to
Creston, yeah. And then it is Kemper to finish it out for the 3 home ones. So if you guys are watching this, we're going to watch this on archives. Come out and support these girls. Their volleyball is getting better each and every game. match, and they deserve it. Shout out to Coach Harvey for getting her second win here at home. The girls did a good job, and thanks for jumping on the broadcast tonight.
Well, and the other big thing is too, as the girls union starts to look at pairings, and they start to see if you start to play well, you get that with Class 4A, there's only 6 teams, so
right.
you could get that bye, or if you don't get a bye, you could host a game, and that's huge. That you might get a host a game. So Glenwood, there's a possibility that let's say they play Harlan and beat the Cyclones. Suddenly now that might be your home game rather than going on the road. Lewis Central's probably that team that's going to get the bye.
Yep, I agree.
You're going to have to go through Lewis Central, but how important would that be to have another home match? Make it a tournament game, which hasn't happened in a long time for the Rams.
And the thing, you make a good point there about hosting a first round. You imagine the fans, and then more people know about it because it is more of a bigger deal than just a regular home meet. And at the same time, the people in the crowd, the students who are going to come up here and be volleyball players one day, they'll get to see what that looks like and shoot for something.
Yeah, it's a springboard to success is what it is. It shows you, it's no different than football. It just shows you what's possible, and then you want to be that, change that environment, make this a first-round tournament game. Say it's Harlan. What's that environment? Harlan's going to travel well.
Right,
It's going to be a big crowd. Glenwood's going to come out and support it because it's a tournament game, which the significance is more. And then you're going to have that energy and vibe that you're going to want, and that's great experience for not only the people, the young girls that are not part of the program, but the girls that are part of the program to say, look, this is what we can do when we play well. So hopefully the Rams will learn from this and pick it up and be ready to finish off a good second half of the season.
All right. Well, we'll thank our sponsors, and then we'll sign off here on GlenwoodSports.com.
Accurate Insurance is our newest sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com. Located at 508 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking for life and health, commercial, crop and farm, or personal insurance? Then give Accurate Insurance a call today at 712-527-9106 for your free quote today. Stop down and see Scott and Laura Barrett at 401 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Barrett Auto is your local complete auto service car dealership. Barrett Auto Center has a wide variety of vehicles for all your needs. If they don't have it, they'll find it. Also, stop by and see their Hercules tires. They come with a 3-year free road hazard nationwide, along with a 30-day test trial. Check out their website at barrettautocenter.com, or just give them a call at 712-527-5525. Barrett Auto Center. Looking for a place to eat? Well, stop down at El Porton here in Glenwood, Iowa. El Porton is a family-owned Mexican grill located at 612 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking for a good bite to eat after the game? Well, stop down and check out their daily specials. El Porton. Looking for a place to bank? Well, check out Glenwood State Bank because they're back as a sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com. Located at 32 North Walnut on the west side of the square in Glenwood, Iowa. Glenwood State Bank has been serving southwest Iowa since 1899. Glenwood State Bank is the bank for all your needs. Check out their online services at glenwoodstatebank.com or give them a call at 712-527-3157. Looking for a spot to store all your goods? Well, contact Iowa Storage here in Glenwood, Iowa. Glenwood Iowa Storage is located at 50619 220th Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. They offer multiple sizes of storage units along with outdoor concrete storage. Give them a call today at 712-527-3311 and reserve your unit today at Iowa Storage. Are you in need of a new or used vehicle? Then head over to Jeff Henry Chevrolet. Take the new bridge over and talk with Glenwood's Dave Wilson at 402-296-3210 for your next new or used vehicle. Jeff Henry Chevrolet is located in Plattsmouth, Nebraska. No matter who you are, they have your car at Jeff Henry Chevrolet. Check out their line of vehicles and more at jeffhenrychevrolet.com. Jim Hughes Real Estate is back as a sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com, located at 410 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking to buy, sell, or rent a house? Well, look no further than Glenwood's very own Jim Hughes Real Estate. You can contact Jim Hughes Real Estate at 712-527-3114 or visit their website at jimhughesrealestate.com. Looking for a place to get your dog groomed? Well, stop by Sharp Street Groomers, located at 102 South Walnut, here on the town square in Glenwood, Iowa. Sharp Street Groomers is a place for your dog to get pampered. Whether your dog needs nail trim, bath, cut, or furminated, stop by or give them a call at 712-527-5553. Sharp Street Groomers, we take all shapes and sizes. State Farm Insurance with Marty Stavas is back as a sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com. State Farm Insurance is located at 10 North Locust here in Glenwood, Iowa. State Farm Insurance offers auto, home, life, and renters insurance. You can give them a call at 712-527-5480 or check out their website at statefarm.com. Accurate Insurance is our newest sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com, located at 508 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking for life and health, commercial, crop and farm, or personal insurance? Then give Accurate Insurance a call today at 712-527-9106 for your free quote today. Stop down and see Scott and Laura Barrett at 401 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Barrett Auto is your local complete auto service car dealership. Barrett Auto Center has a wide variety of vehicles for all your needs. If they don't have it, they'll find it. Also, stop by and see their Hercules tires. They come with a 3-year free road hazard nationwide along with a 30-day test trial. Check out their website at barrettautocenter.com or just give them a call at 712-527-5525. Barrett Auto Center. Looking for a place to eat? Well,